Happy Wednesday. So I started writing down the goal of trying to get back on my board every single Wednesday. It's raining again. Unfortunately, my partner won't let me ride in the rain anymore because I fell too many times. So looks like I'm not going to be able to ride today. So looks like I'm going to do a walk. Still raining right now as we speak, which is just awful because when I was getting really good, I was riding in the rain a lot, but you know, I was falling, and it does increase the chances of, you know, wrecking or injuring yourself or whatever. And I'm already injured, so it wasn't very bright to be riding in the rain all the time. But obviously in Seattle, it's very difficult to avoid the rain. So I'm giving up a lot of days in a row unless I'm like sitting there with my board waiting. And I have all these other things going on with the weightlifting and everything like that. So there are some days where it's clear I may be recovering or I may have to do my weight training. And the whole reason why I started weight training is because I reached a point where my body just wasn't allowing me to do more on the board because my strength had gone down because I had stopped lifting weights for several years, especially on my lower body. And I really do feel like I maximized what I could do with what I had on my board. So I stopped, or I didn't stop riding, I started lifting. And so, you know, now lifting has become a priority because I have these goals as far as like these numbers are concerned, where I think, you know, that harness or unlock, you know, the next level of skill. Because you know, freeboarding is it's obviously just a, you know, a process. It's obvious that, you know, the more time you put in, the you know, just like jiu-jitsu, the more time you put in, the smoother everything gets. You know, you know, I may not be I may be a stranger to the board in you know, doing this thing as far as freeboarding is concerned, you know, but I'm not ignorant to the process. You know, I have no problem with putting in 10 years to get good at something. It's fine with me. You know, I don't care. I started riding the thing so I could ride my kid anyway, and he's not even old enough to start riding yet, so I don't want to like destroy myself, and he's not even old enough to ride yet, and then when he is old enough to ride, I'm in such a, you know, such a way where I can't even, you know, enjoy it with him because I've beat myself down. So, you know, all this is just a growth process. So the way I look at it is, you know, if my game or my skill set takes a hit, but in the process I'm gaining, you know, all this strength, you know, that's going to make a big difference because I was struggling to deadlift 190 when I first started lifting again. And that's the strength that I was pretty much freeboarding with for several years. I was freeboarding with the strength of someone that's struggling to lift 190, deadlift 190, and now I'm in the 300s. So I mean, you know, it's like I'm pretty confident that when I get back on my board, and you know, and I get comfortable again, because I have some new trucks and different things like that are going on. But once I get back on my board and get comfortable, give me, you know, 3 to 6 months, you know, with the flow of you know, with all the flow of training still going on and finding, you know, the rhythm and everything in which that will allow me to ride two days, maybe, you know, 3 some weeks per month, especially during the warm months. My skills will definitely grow. I'm not worried about it. As long as I don't hurt myself, my skills will grow, just like anything else. You know, progression, micro progressions, little progressions. I got no problem with that, and that's how it should be in anything that you're attacking. You know, I don't need chunks. You know, I had some pretty big chunks of growth when I first started riding, so, and I'm fine with that. You know, you know, I'm not saying I'm great. I'm just, you know, I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. See, that's the thing, man. You can't care what everybody else is doing. You know, the only time I care about what everybody else is doing, and I do watch the other videos, I love watching the videos because I'm learning, I'm draining these resources for information. I taught myself how to do this. Other than watching the videos, I taught myself how to freeboard. You know, I mean, there's some great tutorials online of some specific things, but for the most part, it was me getting on the board myself and falling off the board myself. That's how I got better at freeboarding. I didn't get better because someone was standing there holding my hand. I didn't have anybody to ride with. I've rode with one other person like 2 or 3 different times since I started in 2012, and he wasn't even like massively knowledgeable at all. He told me like a couple of things that in all reality I seen on videos anyway. So it really, you know, I taught myself, you know. And people could try and say that I didn't because of the videos or whatever. If it's not instruction, if you're not standing there teaching someone something, they're doing it on their own. If you're not standing there trial and error, if I had one of these greats that know how to freeboard stand there over me, I'd be light years better than I am right now. They know that, I know that. People always talk about how they go to San Francisco to be around the best riders in the world. That's what makes you better. That's true, because you're around people that can fix your discrepancies immediately. They can teach you all the little things that would have saved me a lot of pain and a lot of anguish and a lot of time, and probably the injuries that I got along the way of doing this too. Which brings me to the topic at hand today, after all the personal stuff. In this quest that you have as an endomorph to become lean and chiseled, because that's why you're here. If you're not here for that, then you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be on this channel. If you're not an endomorph and you're not trying to be lean and chiseled, sayonara. But for those of you who are here for that, I think that it's very, very important for you to get a hold of the people that are in your life that really love you and really care about you, and tell them your goal. Sit down with them, tell them your goal, your weight goal, and tell them, you know, the way that you have to eat. You know, you don't got to explain in detail, just a broad, you know, hopefully you can find some people that are endomorphs as well. But you're going to share this goal. You know, and I say do it with at least 3 people. Share your goal, and you know, and explain to them, you know, the burning desire. Explain to them why you want to do this. I want to be around for my kids. I want to look good. You know, I want to have a lean body because I know that that's, you know, the less fat that you have on your body increases or lowers the chances of you dying from chronic illnesses and different things like that. You know, your metabolism works better. You look better. You feel more fit. You feel more confident. You feel like, you know, if you cut this weight, it's going to increase your chances of being able to sustain a career and different things like that. You know, you're going to attract the right male or female into your life, whatever. You know, explain this to them. And what you're doing by doing this is you are getting someone that's a partner for you in your accountability. You know, not necessarily a mentor maybe, but just someone that can be there to check in on you. And, you know, just tell them, hey, I need someone to check in on me. That's why you tell 3 people. I need someone to check on me once a week. So then that's someone, 3 people that are hitting you up. You know, hopefully it's not the same days, but if it is, whatever. And just tell them, you know, can you randomly, you know, like set an alarm on your phone, what a random time, random, you know, day, and just, you know, like hit me up and just ask me, you know, if everything's going good on my diet, just so I can have some external accountability. Okay? This will go very far for you. Okay? That's the one thing. Number 2 thing is, you know, maybe you can't do this, maybe you don't want to do this, but I recommend it highly. Get someone that, you know, that knows what you need to eat, and, you know, and understands what you need to eat, you know, broad. Give them a grocery list and get someone to go do your shopping for you. The reason why I say it is because people tend to, you know, buy these things. You know, first of all, you shouldn't even have the best foods in your house. They don't even need to be there. You know, If it's not the carbohydrates, the few complex carbohydrates the endomorphs should be eating, that stuff shouldn't be in your house. Candy, all this other stuff, it shouldn't be in your house. I have to deal with that crap because I have a family that likes to eat that stuff, and I can't stand that stuff being in my house. You know, it's terrible. I don't eat it, but you know, it's still terrible that it's even there. You know, processed stuff. You know, it's like, man, you know, you don't need that stuff. But you know, I'm a partner to someone, and you know, life is compromised, so that's just the way it is. But you know, if you're single and you can control that your household foods, then great. If you can't, then oh well. But get someone to go out and do your grocery shopping for you, you know, and tell them, hey, it's only the stuff on this list, or can you add my stuff into when you go to the grocery store, and I'll pay you a little extra money, and I'll come get my groceries from your house. That's going to help you a lot if you're a person that, you know, tends to pick up the things and put them in your basket that you really shouldn't be eating. You know, stick to those few carbs that you should be having, the sweet potatoes, you know, like I said before, the corn tortillas, the all natural organic whole wheat tortillas. What else? Brown rice. Heck, I probably wouldn't go outside of those, man, to be honest with you. You know, all the other carbohydrates, get them from fruits and vegetables. You know, you can, you know, you want to watch the corn, you know, because corn is a little too high in carbohydrates, you know, for how much you get. You want to watch the carrots, because same thing, a little too high in carbohydrates. But I mean, for the most part, the other ones, most other vegetables, you know, you could load up on that stuff all day long. I mean, you know, I don't even track that stuff for the most part. You know, the onions and mushrooms and different things like that, I don't track that stuff. Avocado, yeah, because of the fat. But, you know, you don't have to track all that stuff, man. You know, that's bogus. So there you go. There's some tips. You know, the videos are going kind of long the last few days. I don't really care. You know, this is to help people. You know, and if you don't care, don't watch the videos. You know what I'm saying? The videos are here to help. If you don't want them, fine. If you want them, great. Happy Wednesday.